Hi, it's Ken again, and today I'm going to put in some codes into my KC606N FoMaKo controller, PTZ controller, and I want to set up for this camera, which is a K20UH, to do the auto tracking on and off, just like I did with that one up there, the KN20, yesterday. So I've had a little problem, and I'm going to switch away from here for a moment, and I'm going to show you what the problem is. So right here I have it logged in. There is a custom command, auto track, and this is I have it set up so when I turn the dial to the right, the presenter track is turned on, and to the left, presenter track is turned off. And you can see at the top corner up here when that happens, turn clockwise and anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, turns it off. And it works pretty good. So right now it's off, and I can use the call buttons to move it wherever it wants to go. I can control it with the joystick. That's off. Now when I turn it on, and you can see in the top corner there it's turned on, I can't use the call buttons, but if I were to get in front of it, and there it is. So the auto track turns on and turns off with the switch. So that works out real well. I can now turn it off, and now as I move around, it's definitely off, and I have control once again and can send it back to the front of the church with one button. Works really well. Now, we do turn off our systems. Everything gets turned off because we're only here on weekends doing this. So I'm going to turn this off, and let me show you what happens when it turns off. So we're coming back to here. Everything is backed on. I'm going to bring this back over to cam 4. Okay, we're up cam 4, which is the KN20. And now I go to turn it on and off, and when you bring it back to cam 4, you're not seeing anything turning on and off. Okay, so let's go back to here. So we'll log this back in. All right, now that we're logged back in, go to knobs, custom command. We're not going to save that password. We go custom command here, and you can see what happens is suddenly one of them turns into all zeros. And this one, which was the turn counterclockwise, should have been down here, moved up to the up here. Okay, now this is the crazy part. I'm going to turn this on and off one more time. Knobs, page 2, custom command, and now we have zeros and zeros. So this is the problem. All right, now that I'm back, you see where the problem is. So I had problems. I could put it in there, but it wouldn't stay in there because we're turning off all the electricity, so we can shut everything down at night for the week. And that was causing problems with the code staying put. I came in here yesterday, and I installed the update for the KC606N, and now it's working beautifully for the KN20. So I'm going to do this for the K20UH. So I'm going to switch cameras here. All right, this is the K20UH. And in the user manual for this particular controller, you have a page, and I think it's page 3 or 3 eyes on there. It's up at the front. And right here for the KN20, I got to use these codes down here. AI tracking on, AI tracking off. For this one, I got to use the ones up here, and you can see why. So it falls into this group up on top here, where the KN20 falls into the group down below. And and so you got to use those codes. So I'm going to be using the AI tracking on in the clockwise position and AI tracking off in the counterclockwise position. And I'm going to put these in, not in the, I can actually put them in through here, but I'm going to use the web page because it's easier for me to put them in that way. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But real quick, so this is what it looks like for the KN20. So it's a fairly large, it's too large for it to stay nice and calm, so it's going to sit there and move back and forth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the shutter speed codes for the command code. So the custom command code for, all right, here's the web page, and I already have it up. And what we're going to be doing on the web page for the KC606N is going to knobs. Get out of that for a moment. Go back to knobs. I'm on page 2. Here's the custom command for the KN20. I'm going to use F2 and put F2 custom command and come all the way down. Here's custom command down here. And now I have clockwise command and counterclockwise command. And so I'm going to put in those codes for that. So this would be for AI tracking on. All right, once I have those in there, I can come down here and confirm. And you can see modify as successful. Make sure I have the name in there. So custom command. I'm going to have not command 1, 20 UH. All right, and confirm once again. And now I'm going to come back to right there. All right, and now you can see I got command 1 in there, so I'm just going to move off that page, come back to that page, and now I have KN20 track and KN20 UH track. So I have my two tracking. So F1 is going to be for the KN20, F2 is for the K20 UH. Camera 3 is the K20 UH. So I can come in here and change that, and I can turn that on. And you can see I get track 20 or clockwise, and now we're going to test it. So I'm going to go over to the KN20, which is right here, and it's now tracking me. All right, well that's good. So I'm going to turn that off real quick using that, and now it is no longer tracking me. And the biggest way you can test that is if you tell it to go someplace, it will go there. Okay, if the tracking is on, the auto presets or the presets and the PTZ controls don't work. So the auto track takes over both of those, and it seems to be working. So now I have both cameras set up for auto tracking, and if I need to use both cameras that way, I can do that. This particular one, the K20 UH, is not as good at auto tracking as the KN20 is. So I probably will use this one primarily for presets, and once in a while with the joystick, I'll be using the KN20 as an auto tracking pretty much primarily. That's what its position or job will be. And this will make a nice backup for it. So there you go. Setting up the presets for auto tracking in the KC606N. Have a good day, and God bless.